To bring out our next speaker. Her name is Aliana.
Do not forget your worth, and do not forget that your happiness comes first. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spirituality for Badass Babes. My name is Anya Halama, and I am the Rebel Entrepreneur. Hello, everyone who's watching. Hello, everyone who's catching the replay. And welcome to this beautiful 2/22/22 portal that's today, which is also happening on a Tuesday. So many exciting things, so many beautiful things happening in this world. I was actually writing an article today being published in another publication, and it was all about vulnerability. So I figured, why not start off being a little vulnerable, because everyone needs that. In order to be vulnerable, we help other people by sharing our stories. This is why all of last week I shared more about me, who I am, where I came from to become this person that I am today. So this week has been a little bit rough in the last week. Not only did we have the full moon, but we also have this 2/22 portal. So the energies have been super, super dense. I don't know who else has been feeling that. If you have and you're watching and you're on live, put in some ones, put in some emotions that you've been feeling over these last couple of days. For me personally, I've been a mess. Goodness gracious. Last week, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I went to an ayahuasca retreat, last week actually, and coming into it and integrating back into the three-dimensional self, the three-dimensional world that we live in, was very difficult for me. I had to release some people from my life, some partnerships in my life that weren't serving me anymore, and it was a really important part in my life where I had to finally realize what it is that I want. Find out what I want from these partnerships, what I want from this business, what I want from life, what I want from anything. We really need to hone into that part of ourselves to really get in tune, really get in touch with our hearts and allow our hearts to speak, not our minds, not our brains, not what other people are telling us, not what society thinks, the programming. It's what our heart truly desires. And I spent the last few days really contemplating this, sitting within myself, sitting in meditation, journaling, really figuring out what is the best solution for me. So if you're feeling like that as well, this portal, this 2/22 portal 22 is the perfect time to manifest and the perfect time to release and tune back into that heart center. 2/22 is all about change. It's all about love. It's all about relationships and partnerships. So if you're feeling any way that you don't know where life is right now, where you're supposed to go, how you're supposed to be doing things, you're not alone in this. There's tons of people, myself included, that are going through the same exact thing. So last week, I promised that we're going to do an EFT tapping, because a lot of the work that I do is based on EFT tapping. So before we move on and bring on our guest speaker for today, which I'm so excited to introduce you, let's start off with doing a simple EFT tapping for this 2/22 portal, where we activate our DNAs and we start manifesting. So last week, I talked a little bit about EFT. EFT is Emotional Freedom Technique by creator Gary Craig. I use this modality so much in my healings, in my practices, in my coaching, in my business, in so many ways. And you can use tapping for absolutely anything. We start off saying the negative affirmations and move on into the positive affirmations. We need to acknowledge the negative, because the negative, that's where we find out what it is we truly do want or don't want for our lives. Then once we figure that out, we move into the positive stuff. I was working with a client a couple of weeks ago, and she said that she got triggered by me saying the negative stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, you need to look your fears in the face. You need to take a deep look at that negative stuff that is coming up in order to release it. work through it and transmute it into light. So that is why we start off with the negative affirmations. So I will start off with the tapping, and then you will repeat after me. The tapping points are side of your hand, eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, which is the soft spot right underneath your collarbone, under the arm for the ladies. It's right where your bra strap is at, if you can imagine that, for the gentlemen, and then top of the head. And we'll do several rounds of that because today is the 22222, many twos, the 222 portal. I'll be speaking about manifesting, releasing that negative energy of the past, and then manifesting our new lives, our abundant lives, because abundance is our freaking birthright. So let's get ready. Let's get started. Let's start off by breathing a little bit. Let's take a deep breath in. Hold it. And release. Another breath in. Hold it. And release. And a final breath in. Hold it. And release. Start tapping on the side of our hands. And I will start off the affirmation and you will repeat right after me. Even though I have all of these thoughts and emotions in my head, and I'm playing out all of these situations in my head, sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're not. And I'm just getting so overwhelmed and so anxious with all of this energy. Because I definitely feel the full moon energy and the 222 energy. And even though I might have all of this stress and anxiety, and I'm trying to manifest all of the abundance, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. All right, let's take another deep breath in. Hold it. And release. Eyebrow point. All of the stress and anxiety, I feel it deep within my body. And even deeper in my DNA. I really feel all the energy of the full moon and this 222 portal. Maybe I'm extra stressed. Maybe I'm not sleeping so well. Maybe I'm turning to gluttony. But I know that isn't the end all be all. I know that I deserve more. And the reason that these things are happening in my life is because I'm opening up my own portal. My own portal for receiving. My own portal for abundance. My own portal for love. And my own portal for whatever I want my life to be. And this 222 portal is going to help me get there. Because within this portal, I'm doing the inner work. I'm tapping on my face right now. And I know the more that I do this inner work, the more things will start coming to me. because abundance is my birthright. And I deserve anything that is coming my way. I deserve everything that the universe has for me. And everything works out for me, best case scenario. So even though things might not be looking how they're supposed to be looking right now, I know that they're all in perfect alignment for me. So I am releasing any old limiting beliefs. I'm releasing any negative thoughts. I'm releasing any old relationships that don't serve me. I'm releasing any negative thoughts that come through my head. And I'm releasing anything that doesn't serve me anymore. Releasing it out of my complete body, mind, and soul. I'm releasing it at a cellular level. And I'm calling in more abundance. I'm calling in more joy and happiness. And I'm calling in everything that is meant for me. So from this day forward, I will honor my light and honor my body and honor anything that is coming my way. Because everything that is coming my way is meant for me. And it's going to come to me in a beautiful way, in ways I never even imagined. So I'm calling in all of the abundance. I'm calling in ease and flow. I'm calling in beauty in all aspects. And I'm calling in perfect harmony. I activate abundance. And I activate it in mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And release. So good. How was that? Feel free to shake off any of that energy. You might be sneezing, you might be coughing, you might be crying during these sessions, and that is completely okay. What EFT tapping does is moves that energy inside of your body. So when you're moving that energy, you release energy in other ways, and that might come through for you with cries, with burps, with coughs, with whatever. That's fine. You are doing it completely okay. If you feel like you need to go back to that tapping, feel free to watch the replay and activate some more of that abundance coming your way, because it is our birthright. Abundance is our birthright, and I'm so excited to share it with you. I would love to invite everyone to the Rebel Entrepreneur Retreat. We are starting tomorrow. So excited. You can go and sign up to rebelentrepreneurretreat.com. So day one is going to be all about connecting to your truth and creating beautiful, tremendous growth with intention and power of energy. So we're going to be talking about energy, the power of work, how to attract things, the law of attraction. It's going to be so beautiful. Day two, we're going to be activating all of that abundance. So I created a beautiful, powerful, powerful activation that's going to align you with that abundance. We're going to start off by doing a breathwork session, moving into an EFT tapping session, moving into a meditation session, and we're going to bring it all together in day three with a Q&A mastermind. So if you feel called to registering, we start tomorrow. It is held on Zoom as well as inside of my Facebook group. Register. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to be doing some giveaways. It's going to be fun. We're going to be dancing. It's going to be fantastic. All the energy I'm bringing to you here, I'm bringing to the retreat as well. So, without further ado, let's introduce our beautiful guest for today. Today, we have with me Aliana Madsen, and I'm so excited to bring her into this show. Her and I have connected about a year ago at this time already, and Aliana is just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. Her story is so incredible as well. She's a healer. She's a mentor. She talks to animals. She cured her own self from cancer. It's just such a beautiful and empowering story, and I'm so excited to share her with everyone today because I know her story can inspire you. So Aliana helps people to release stuck energy within the mind, body, and soul, not only people but animals as well. And from the soul, she's able to allow you to feel strong, feel confident, feel healthy. She brings it all into the state of listening to your true inner voice and helps people to communicate through their own intuition with spirit animals and to feel aligned with their true path. So excited, Aliana. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, welcome, welcome.
And I've just been sitting here tapping with you, and I was like, wow, this is a great way to get ready to be the guest for your show.
It really is. How did you feel from that tapping? I know you're very connected, and you and I have talked this morning as well, many other times. I believe you've done some of my tapping sessions. How did you feel after that? I'd love to know.
I must say, I just came from a business meeting with one of my business partners, and the time here in Denmark, it has already passed 22:22, so I was already feeling that energy coming here with you, and just listening to you and receiving your energy. I was like, I feel a call. I'm gonna follow here, and just one of my spirit guides just showed up when you said, abundance is your birthright, and I was just listening to claim it. It's yours. And then I just felt when you said, oh, it's okay to react the way you want to react. I've just been sitting here yawning, and I was like, oh, can I finish yawning before you introduce me? It's well received, so thank you.
This is how in tune the spiritual people are. Like, I knew exactly what was going on that other side of the screen. So I had to mention it. And if it's happening to you, it's happening to other people as well. So yeah, if you need to release some of that energy, please do so.
Yeah.
So let's chat about you, though. Enough about me. I have a whole show here. You are tuning in from Denmark. I'd
Yeah.
love to know a little bit more about your story. Obviously, I know most of it, but our guests don't. You said that you spirits came in while you were doing the tapping. Tell me more about this. Tell me more. How did you get connected with spirits? How did you start seeing them? How did this go about?
Well, I really want, when it's, I always trust what comes through wants to come through. So when you say that, I had my awakening where an American osteopath helped me in an osteopathy class in Copenhagen, and on that day everything changed for me, and what was spirits that control my mind through my life really shifted in just 5 minutes. And over that winter, one day I was sitting in my kitchen with my husband, and then I had this spirit approach me, and he was like, hello, my name is Mr. Wayne Dyer, and I know that you don't know me, and I really didn't. And this evening he was like, I'm here to help you to change the way you think, so get a notebook ready, a pen ready. And then I was like, I really feel that, I said to my husband, I really feel that this Mr. Wayne Dyer, that he says that he was a great teacher while he was here. And then he was like, hey, for God's sake, I knew Oprah. And I was like, yeah, I know who Oprah is. and that is one of my first very, clear meetings with spirit, and I really feel, the teachers that kept showing up from my life in 17 am now. It was just such an empowerment moment to experience that someone that was a great teacher, shows up and present themselves by name. And I must say, someone like Wayne is still here with me, guiding me every day, and also with a sense of humor. But I didn't know who he was, so I had to Google him and find out who he really was before, because I was so curious in that moment.
Wow, 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 wow. Actually, funny you say that. I was doing I was started doing a 222 portal meditation last night, right when it hit midnight. I was, I was meditating, I was channeling a little bit, and Bob Proctor came to me. So I was like, hey, connection right there. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do a Bob Proctor meditation with him right here. Why not? Let's do something amazing. Your first experience was with Wayne Dyer. Holy crapsicles. Like,
Yeah.
wow. And if anyone doesn't know who Wayne Dyer is, feel free to Google him. As similar to what Aliana did, feel free to Google him. He's an author, speaker, a huge, huge spiritual teacher, someone very, very close to my heart as well. Like one of my favorite teachings from him ever is ego, edging God out. That's the only person that I'll ever listen to that. And I talked about this a little bit in my book as well. Like in my 20s, I didn't believe in God. I had no, like, I felt the victim to God. If God can do all these terrible things that are happening in my life with the molestations I've had, the drug abuse, like things that have happened with my dad, everything that's happened in my life, why should I believe in God? If God was real, these things wouldn't happen to me. But that was my ego speaking. And Wayne Dyer is the one that brought me back to center, brought me back home to that ego, ego, edging God out. I was edging God out and not allowing God into my life, into my soul. And that's why all this crap was happening to me. So it wasn't God. It was, and now I have such a beautiful relationship with God. So that is so beautiful. And I know that's something that you channel very closely as well. You and I have talked about this. You channel Jesus a lot of the time. Jesus comes through for you. So how did you start channeling in general? And we'll talk about the speaking to animals things in a bit.
Yeah. But, since I was a child, some of my early childhood memories was my granddad that I was very close to, and now he's passed, and I'm very close to him still, speak to him every day. But growing up, I think it was about 6 years old, he gave me like these old recording tapes of, with Dolly Parton and John Denver, and like hits from the 50s and the 60s. And I was just sitting there in my room, and I remember John Denver like showing up in my room. And this is where I really felt, for the first time ever in my life, long connection. And I didn't know, again, at that age, who John Denver was. There was something about leaving on a jet plane. And since I was at that age, I simply knew that one day I was to travel, the States in many ways. And I felt this connection to the mountains and the trees when he was singing about that energy in all of his songs. But I started crying, and I was only like 6 years old. And when I started crying, I really felt I was, going through something negative. I really felt all the hurting. I felt the pain, and I really felt that I was crashing in my life in so many ways. And, these were like the first meetings. And right now I am about to, publish my upcoming book where I'm sharing my childhood memories. And these memories I have, I didn't share them with my parents. I didn't share them with grown-ups. And there's one episode that I'm also sharing in my upcoming book, is that every day driving on the bicycle to my grandparents' house was past the graveyard. It was past the church. And every time I was passing there, especially in winter time, we get it very dark here in Denmark when it's winter. There was one episode where three spirits, they came like from the church wall, like shadows, and I felt their hands over, like really physically, on my shoulders and on the top of my head. And I remember that I just, fell off my bike, and I was like on the ground and I was scared. And I feel in that moment is where I really froze. Like my entire system just shut down. And I would always hear the voices coming from, the graveyard. And when I was around the church, I would always get like heavy feeling in my legs, like I couldn't move. And that day is that moment in my life where universe and where spirits, they really scared me. And I never shared this experience because I did receive the message that we are here to empower you, we are here to make you strong. But at that age, driving home, always seeing that, passing that church every day, that was the moment where I really felt that I shut down, because I didn't want to seem as crazy, because I was so scared as a child in really sharing everything that I felt wanted to grab me by the neck and wanted me to be somewhere else. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
wow, wow. Yeah, it's important for us to really hone into who we are, because sometimes when spirits come through and they're unknown, especially if you're just starting to channel, just starting to work with spirits, and someone comes through and you're like, crap. First off, you're scared. You're like, who are these spirits? Are they going to hurt me? Like, you go into fear, especially if it's an unknown energy. Second, you go into like, am I crazy? Like,
yeah.
am I making this up? How, like, is this real or is this my mind? Am I schizophrenic all of a sudden? Like, you never know. So how do you tell people to really listen to that intuition and to really trust? Because you said for yourself, like, you had a very traumatic, scary experience, but yet you still continue to do this work. You still continue to improve and try to be a better healer, mentor, and try to be a better channeler as well. And as do I all the time. So, how do you navigate this and tell people to truly listen to themselves and listen to what is coming through, because that is the real God's truth,
Yeah.
versus I'm making something up?
Yeah, and I must say that, when I'm with my clients, it's the first thing that we always do. I've been out there driving on the road, and I've been many old barns, many old houses and buildings and homes, where the activity of 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 spirits have been very high. And that is the I remember the first time I was climbing in an old basement of a house where the married couple said that, is it okay that we just stand out there in the garden and you're the one crawling around that basement? And that is, when I'm sharing these stories, is because that is always the energy that I bring to people. So when I meet someone, we always make sure that everything is all well, and I walk in there with my energy, even though that there's a screen. I do this, and that is so important for me when I meet my clients, is them to feel safe and to feel free within their own mind. And then we invite in the number one guide, and that is what I always help with, because the number one guide, when one guide steps forward and present themselves by name, then I always find immediately reaction with the human mind will say, ah, thank God, now I'm safe, all is well. Because if it's not out of love from what you hear that is taking place within your mind, I always tell my clients that you just ask in that moment, because the moment is really powerful when you acknowledge, okay, is what I'm listening to, is it out of love? Because if it's not out of love, in that moment you ask for your own spirit guides to have it released and forgiven. And I see that shift already there, that when it doesn't come from that compassionate and loving place, then it's spirits that no longer belong here. Their mission, it's over. They gotta be somewhere else. And especially these days, like old spirits, especially today. So when I post about the portal, yeah, I've seen them all day. And right now we have many spirits leaving us in this moment for new spirits to really arrive, especially those that passed over the last 7 to 10 years.
Wow, yeah, yeah. I've been seeing spirits all day today too. I totally get it, and yeah, it's it's beautiful. And I've never really considered the 7 years, because yeah, every 7 years, like life regenerates essentially. But yeah, it's important to release those old spirits so the new ones can come through. Like, it is okay for those old spirits to leave. It's
Yeah.
okay for them to completely leave this plane and allow the new ones of the highest truth, love, light, and compassion to come through. I'd love to chat a little bit about your healing journey, because I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful story. So, you were diagnosed with cancer a few years back, and you've healed yourself with with
Mm.
using Eastern medicine, using energy. Tell us more about that, because I think that's such a beautiful and inspiring story. Because now, with everything going on with diseases, with COVID, with cancers popping up, different things that are popping up into our lives. Like, you can get cancer from wearing deodorant. Like, you can get it from anything. But it's important to acknowledge that we can heal our bodies. Our bodies are designed to heal themselves, which most people don't even know how to tap into that. And you are living proof that it is possible. So tell us more about this, and
Yeah.
how you came
Well,
about figuring this out and healing yourself as well.
yeah, because I would just want to start first off that I was never diagnosed in the hospital, but I was going through a hard time in my life, and everything was changing within my mind and body. And since I had really my awakening, I was often allowing spirits to be within my mind, in my body, because it brought to me more confidence in who I felt that I had this illusion of who I wanted to become instead of really embracing who I was. And then I was traveling the States in 18. And when I came home from that travel, where I really felt that I was in a good time in my life, I started to lose weight. I was working all the time. My body was changing, even the way that I looked changed. And I really felt that this presence of those old spirits with me were just sucking all the energy out of me. And I was over that year listening to voices that you are getting ill and your cells are changing. And when you're 45, then that's it. And these were like the messages that I was receiving. And then one day I was out, it was over the winter of 1819. Then I was out healing empathy with a horse, and one of my clients, she was standing there in the background, and she just came over and she said, I know it sounds weird, but my boyfriend that is a medium and a healer, and he lives in Italy, he says that he has to talk to you because it's life changing, and this has everything got to do with your overall health and survival. And she was like, I know it's crazy. I feel it's crazy too. But he said that you will know. And I just, in that moment, I felt like everything came off of my shoulders. And I called my husband. I said, I gotta meet someone here on a Skype call. I don't know what it is, but it's regarding my health. And then he was speaking in Italian, and his girlfriend was translating everything that he said. And he said, first of all, I gotta let you know that all the spirits around you, he was mentioning my grandfather and his name, and he was mentioning of all those spirits that were truly there with you, with me. And he said that I know that it's not in my place and in my position to tell you this, and you gotta go get a memo. But I am telling you, I do see that there's a large tumor on the right chest. And then I was like, I didn't feel myself, I never felt and touched myself and examined myself in that way. And then I felt that on my right chest, and I felt, it was like a large coin here on the right side of my chest. And he said, again, it's not in my position. And then he did what I felt was like a body scan. He showed me everything. He held up that mirror of everything that was in my body. And I had helped, clients with cancer before. And I've been with them on the journey, also crossing over. I've been there in this, but in that room behind closed doors. And I come from a background of professional humane physiotherapy, and I've been very loyal to clients, and they have never showed up in any of my stories. And here I was now, and I touched myself, and I was like, I got cancer. And then my mind went off, but how can you say that out loud when you've not been diagnosed? And then he said to me that I have this prayer for you, and this prayer will help you on the 8th day. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna sweat it all out. And after 18 days, you're gonna go to the doctor's office. You gotta get your exam, and the doctor will tell you that this is just a reminder of how you choose to live your life, and all is well. And that day, you're gonna experience something new that you've never experienced before. And I'll even get the chills just by sharing this, because I have had many bloggers just sharing this story, because within my heart, and when I touched my body, I really felt that everything of my cells really had changed. And he said that after going through this, that it will be a hard year. You will find someone in your local area, someone that will know, someone that will understand you, someone that will help you with all of the healing that your body really needs taken care of. You will meet someone like me, he said, and he will see everything, because you will be a part of something that is not a system. You're going to take care of this yourself, and you are going to continue with this prayer. And he said, do this prayer 3 times a day. And when I did this prayer, and it was from the Bible, and he was like, I've never seen this before, but I really feel that this is your spirit guide stepping forward, telling you that this will be your opening and healing yourself. And on the 8th day, I woke up crying with with the highest fever. And I looked down on my body, and everything just, I felt like, it was this vision of high fever, and I felt everything was crawling out of my body. And I woke up my husband, and, he was shaking, and he was like, do you want me to call an ambulance? Because I could hardly breathe. And I said to him, we got to go through this, because I'm going to show up on that 18th day where it's almost gone. I'm going to meet that light that day. And even, my husband was like, I'm with you, but are you sure? And I was like, yeah, but I'm getting that scan on that day. And my own doctor said, yeah, I feel it. It's there. And you got to go get that scan. From that morning when I woke up, it was already smaller. And, I felt that it was like half the size of everything that I felt. My husband also felt it, we were examining every day. And on the 18th day, went to the doctor office and got the scan. And then she said, I will be right back, and I will answer if we gotta do further examinations. And I just was there looking up, one of those lean back chairs, and the entire ceiling opened up to me. And what to me is the vision of Jesus just stepped forward. And I felt that the greater voice behind him just said, my child. Yeah. And I really get emotional right now, because yeah, it's just today. And sharing this is what I feel that day truly changed my life, because when that opened up, I really hear, and that to me is God, heard a voice of, my child, I want you to live your life feeling strong and confident and healthy. And moving on from today, you're gonna show up telling yourself that you're all healed. And then the doctor came in, an amazing female doctor, and she said the exact that this medium in Italy said to me, that this is a reminder of how you choose to live your life. There is something there, we see it, but it's not here for you to go with any further examinations, because this is something that you have been going through, and you're going to need more healing, working with your hormones and your metabolism and everything that he had said. And the doctor was standing there repeating the exact words that this medium in Italy that spoke Italian was sharing with me. And this time I was like my own hard warrior, and it would take me 7 months before I really got the reaction of everything that I had been going through. And that I really had to thank not only Jesus and God, but then I met a guy in my local area, a wise man around, I think he's in his 60s. He showed up and and we started talking, he said to me that everything that you have been through right now, that is your truth. And he said there's a reason for you sitting here on in my chair, is because you know within your heart is that I'm here to be your channel in everything, so you feel that this is not you losing your mind, that this has been real to you. And there will be a day, he said, you're going to share this, but that will come when you are ready.
Wow, 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 wow. I have
And
chills and tears in my eyes listening to that. What a powerful and beautiful and inspiring story. Thank you so much for sharing that and being vulnerable about that. But this is why I do the work that I do, to share and to inspire people of all the infinite possibilities that are of the world. Because sometimes we get into this programming and this construct, this mental construct, that things have to be one way, especially North Americans, the Western culture. They have to be a specific way. We have to go to the doctor. We have to do this. We have to become lawyers. We have to become doctors. We have to follow what our parents told us to follow. No, we do not have to. Tune into what is real, tune into your own heart. And if someone is telling you that you have a lump in your breast, you check that out and follow that guidance. But it doesn't always have to be the route that most people would take. We don't always have to go to the doctor. Sometimes just energy, the power of prayer. God is so good. The power of prayer can literally heal you. Energy can heal you. I do Reiki, which is universal life force. I also do quantum healings, angelic healings, different stuff. But you can heal energy. I can feel like the dissipation of the bad cells leaving my body. I healed myself from a terrible IBS as well through just simple Reiki. And you can feel the change in your body with the energy moving. It is so, so, so beautiful. So thank you so much. God is good. Yes, someone just posted that God is good all the time. Amen. Thank you so much for sharing that story. Whew. So
yeah.
moving on to a lighter note now. Let's chat about you talking to animals. Because when you and I connected, I was just learning to talk to animals, and I'm nowhere proficient as you are. How did you go about talking to animals? You work with cats, you work with horses, you work with other spirit animals and your own animals, other people's animals. You help heal them. How did you go about starting to do that?
Well, it came from when I was growing up. I, had my own horse, and I had dogs, in my family, and I always felt that I understood everything that they expressed. Again, from that experience, from what I felt around that church, it was just, all these experiences as I was growing up. I always kept them to myself. Even the closest friends to me, even as a teenager, I didn't share this. It's not until I met my husband, at the age of 21, then I really opened up to everything that I saw and I listened to. And going from being 11 years old, I said, I want to be a humane physiotherapist. And that was, the path that I followed. And when I was out there doing my first job, I was like, is it, is this what I wanted always? And I really felt, working my first job at the hospital, where everything really revealed to me, where I was speaking to people in coma. I was seeing, you know, dead people everywhere. That was the same time as Bruce Willis showed up, with his movie of I See Dead People. And, it was only my husband who really knew everything that was going on and everything that I experienced. But I really felt that there was another calling for me. And I saw one article from a Danish humane physiotherapist, a woman that started an education where she was offering humane physiotherapists to do equine physiotherapy. And that is how it all started. I really felt, the horses, they were speaking to me. And at the age of 25, I created my own business. And within 1 year, working hundreds of hours, doing my PT work, and then, going on the road after work, I really just opened up to something that was already there. And especially the horses, they, every time they saw me, they were like, they always wanted to share with me where the root cause and where the problem really lies. So, touching those hearts is where my hands, they just open up to my wisdom of healing. And then the more I acknowledge what they showed me and what they revealed to me, I really felt that this activation through especially the horses just started to come so clear to me. So when I speak to the horses, other animals, it always, it's from one third eye to the other. And then I feel it always runs to my right ear, where I always just listen to their voices, just like as I'm listening to your voice.
Beautiful. We actually have a clip of you speaking to the animals. Let's play that and see how it's done.
Lỗ đồ liệt xấu. Yeah. Lỗ đồ liệt xấu. Yeah, lỗ đồ liệt xấu. Du er så smuk. Ja. Du er så smuk. Mand morgen. Du er så smuk. Du er så smuk. Du er min pige. Ja. Du er så smuk. Er du lige vågnet? Er du lige vågnet? Ja. Jeg har ikke noget drømmerne.
I was like, wow, I really
So
felt this
beautiful,
was just,
so gentle. Ooh, you can see all the love and all that energy exchange. Ooh, that was so beautiful.
well, that's my
So
girl.
that's so beautiful. Ah, beautiful. So I would love to know, maybe we can tap in a little bit and see if there's any messages that come through, especially because it is the 222 portal. If you'd like to tap in a little bit and see if there's any messages from any guides, any spirits for everyone to hear in this moment.
Then I really wanna, because there is one spirit guide that has been so, I would say, consistent in knocking, and it is kind of like, it can show up like a headache on the left side, because it's like that heavy banging with when it is one of your spirit guides. And with you right now, because this is just, I really feel that this is a woman, and I really feel that she was an actress when she was here. I really feel her next to you, because there's something revealing about you and the spotlight these days. And that portal of I could mention her name or I could leave it out. That's always up to you. But if we've seen the movie Bodyguard, then we know who she is. And when she shows up here right now, it is with a loud voice, and a very loud. Who would have known that she shows up today? But I really feel that she is representing, that lead role. So if we saw the movie, we listened to her voice, and we saw how she stood there on stage, feeling proud, honoring her voice, honoring her presence, honoring her walk, honoring how she really showed up for everyone to see that yes, it is possible. but you gotta dare to sing. You gotta dare to stand out. You gotta dare to look different, even in those moments where you feel that everyone is watching. Everyone is there with a comment. And I really feel there's this shaking energy here with me right now, and that is really representing, a past that especially all the women out there right now know that if saw that movie and we listened to all of those songs, if we've listened to the song I Will Always Love You, when Dolly shows up with that song, I really feel that we are in a time right now where the bodyguard, when that shows up, knowing that when someone like Whitney shows up, it is for everyone to know that we are guarded. We can choose to have our spirit guides as our own bodyguards, and know that when someone like Dolly sang the coat of many colors and I Will Always Love You, then this year of 22, I really feel that my spirit guide said to me that this day is a day that we haven't experienced for more than 1,700 years. And the portal that you're speaking of is that we are in a year now where we can put on the coat of many colors and we have our bodyguard at the same time. It's where we get to stand on the stage that we deserve to stand on, using our voice, feeling safe, guarded, and protected, knowing that when you put on your coat of many colors, then what is with us today says, I will always love you. And the coat of many colors now is for you to wear proudly with confidence, knowing that you are safe and you are guarded every day. And there is a sadness there, and this sadness really comes from a great, great spirit. I've only connected with her once before, and when she shows up, it's always a powerful presence, because all the women out there, if you're suffering from a headache right now, you just gotta speak up, because that is where the energy will flow in a space like this. And that is why I just knew when I saw you, Anya, that you are really going places where always yours.
You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. I'm so
Yeah.
emotional feeling all that energy. Wow, so beautiful. Yes, everyone, wear that coat of armor, because we have it. You are your own protector. You are your own God. You are your energy, and that energy, that essence, is what's coming out and coming into the world right now. We need that light more than ever. Know that you are supported, you are guided no matter what, and everything is working out best case scenario, especially when you are your own bodyguard.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aliana. Where can people find you? Where can they follow you? Where can they learn more about you? Where can they work with you?
Yeah. Well, over the holidays, I was like, for me, it was just the next chapter. I released everything, because I was like, I want to bring in the old school vibe of being in my own business, just like when I was out there, driving the open road for many years in my own business. So right now, I know that you put in my link tree here, but I am on Instagram with World Tree Aliana Seaver, and that is where people, they connect with me. That's where my door is always open. And this is where we get on a free call always, because I want the simplicity and strong connections now. I don't want people to open 7 doors before they get in contact with me. I want it upfront, where it's real and honest and authentic.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, everyone, go back to her Instagram. The Instagram is right there. And just connect with Aliana. She's such a beautiful soul with such a beautiful, inspiring story. These were just a couple of the stories that she shared, and she has so many more. Recently, she was on Gabby Bernstein channeling with her cat, too. That's amazing. Amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your wisdom, sharing your light, sharing the incredible journey you've been on, how you've healed yourself, how you became this beautiful person, how you're able to speak to animals, connect to spirit. And thank you so much for channeling today with us as well. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Really, it's an honor, and I wish you all the best with this show. I'm really honored to be your guest here today, and I'm looking forward to follow your journey.
Thank you. Oh, that was so good. So delicious. Please follow Aliana. She's absolutely incredible. Again, if you would like to sign up to the Rebel Entrepreneur Retreat, we start tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. It is February 23rd, 24th, 25th. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sign up for the show. Sign up for the retreat. It's going to be incredible. Again, we're going to be honing in on our own energy, connecting to our energy so that we can manifest that abundance that I've been talking about the entire show. It is your birthright. And then we'll be doing a special activation, doing some breath work, tapping, meditation in order to release that energy and really activate that abundance into our lives. It's so beautiful, so powerful. And then finally wrapping it all up with a Q&A session. So any questions you have for me about anything, they will be answered there. Also, if you would like to follow up with me, see how you can work with me, you can do so by going to my application link. You can fill out the application. There's a QR code as well that you can scan easily. So easy. You can just scan that code, takes you to the application, and it'll go directly to all the options that I have working with me. And then also you can follow me anywhere and everywhere at Anya Travels, mostly everywhere, and then Spirituality for Badass Babes and my website, anyahalama.com. Thank you so much for everyone watching. Thank you for everyone who is watching the replay as well. And I will see you all next week. Ciao.